नमस्कार। आज है इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड का मैच और ये है डू और डाई मैच इंडिया के लिए, क्योंकि अगर आज इंडिया हारा तो चांसेस बहुत कम है कि वो सेमीफाइनल पहुंच पाए। इसी पे बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ हैं प्रीति उपाला जी। प्रीति उपाला जी मिस इंडिया इंटरनेशनल रही हैं और एक जर्नलिस्ट भी हैं और हॉलीवुड एक्ट्रेस भी हैं। स्पोर्ट्स पे इनफैक्ट क्रिकेट पर, इंडियन होम क्रिकेट हो आईपीएल या इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट हो, उस पर इनकी खास पकड़ है। प्रीति जी से ही पूछेंगे। प्रीति जी, क्या आपको लग रहा है आज के मैच के बारे में? डू और डाई मैच है, कैसा होना चाहिए आज का मैच और कौन से प्लेयर्स की परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी आपको लग रही है होगी?
Namaste, Rohit ji. Namaste to your wonderful audience. A pleasure to be here on India Matters as always. Definitely, this is the mother of all matches. This is the ultimate do or die match. And I've been saying this for almost over a week. And I guess people who not understanding how the table works think it was just one match that we lost. We have what, four more games, and but unfortunately, it is the do or die match, the way that everything is panning out. So I think India will have to be very careful with its selection, and cannot stuff up on that and get its combinations right. Uh, there's a lot of left-handers in the New Zealand team, so you have to attack them, target them with the proper bowlers in this case. And haven't been showing the form that they're used to, which is really a concern. So let's see who the selectors. I don't know if the playing 11 has been announced or not. I've heard many different reports. There was some. This could just be a rumor, but on social media, some people were, I mean, there was a tweet that said that Kohli announced that there will be absolutely no changes in the squad at all. So I don't know if that was just fake news or if he really did say that. But if it was fake news, it's fine. I really hope it was just a rumor, because that would be very concerning. I think if there are no changes at all, because I see room for at least two, if not three changes.
ओके, बट देन आज का जो मैच हमें दिख रहा है उसमें लोग बहुत कंसर्न हैं, खासतौर से इंडियन फैंस के। हो सकता है कि अगर आज के मैच में हमारी बैटिंग लाइनअप बहुत अच्छा काम ना करे, इंडिया का इनफैक्ट अभी तक तो एक ही तो मैच हुआ है, वो भी उसमें बैटिंग लाइनअप बहुत अच्छा काम नहीं की। तो डू यू एक्सपेक्ट कि कुछ गलतियां न्यूजीलैंड की तरफ से भी होंगी, क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड भी पाकिस्तान के सामने तो बहुत अच्छा नहीं खेल पाई।
Exactly. So New Zealand look, they have a formidable T20 team. I think they're always underrated. They overachieve, they're better than what they appear to be, obviously. However, I don't think that this is their best format. I think the test format is actually their best one. But in these conditions, these pitches, the weather, and just UAE or India subcontinent pitches, spin friendly pitches, let's say, not their strongest point. Yeah, they'd struggled against Pakistan. I think it's not going to be any easier with India. I don't know what sort of pitch we're going to end up getting in Dubai. I hope it's not too flat. I hope it's got some kick to it, because some of our bouncers can really do a number on that. But I, there's no reason why they're also not going to have a collapse. If it's very spin friendly, I think there's always a threat for that. And they, they're pretty sensible normally, but they have also gone out for cheap shots, and their openers not doing such a great job. Their marquee players who often have done very well in the T20 format, and some obviously play in the IPL as well. It's been so. So I just think that the conditions favor India. So unless we have any serious selection issues and a serious stuff up or a real collapse somewhere in the middle, we should win this comfortably, I think.
ओके, एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, मैं व्यूअर्स के क्वेश्चंस ले रहा हूं और एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है स्पोर्टी इंडिया क्लब की तरफ से। बोल रहे हैं कि अगर ईशान किशन को ओपनिंग पे भेजा गया तो कैसा रहेगा?
Great. I don't know about opening, but certainly 3 or 4 he could play. I am very excited about this. I know it's a gamble, but seems like whatever they did tried last time didn't really work. So I don't see why they couldn't try it. I would be all for this. I really think he would be. He's in form. I think he's right for it. Um, you could replace him with Sky or Pandya. I think those two most likely. So let's see. I think I'll be very pleased if I see his name on the playing 11. I don't know if we will or not, but certainly I'm all for it. I think it'll be very exciting.
अच्छा, आज का आपको चांसेस कैसे लग रहे हैं दोनों का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड देख करके? कौन जीत सकता है दोनों मैचेस में से? और एक और क्वेश्चन जो हमारे एक व्यूअर ने पूछा कि आशीष गंभीर ने, कि शार्दुल को भुवनेश्वर की जगह खिलाना चाहिए क्या?
Absolutely. I've been saying this for a week again. I think Shardul in and Bhuvi out. Bhuvi is great. I just don't think he's 100% fit. Uh, he has not had the best IPL. I don't think he's had the best game last time either. Shardul has had a phenomenal IPL. He has done incredibly well in just these same pitches just a few weeks ago. I don't know why you wouldn't play him. He's very confident. He's very excited after that IPL win. He's an X Factor player. You know, he does it all. He's a 3D player, I guess. I just don't know why you wouldn't have him in every single. Him and Jadeja should be playing every single game because they're such useful players in more than one way. So I'd like to see Shardul Thakur in place of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar today.
इनफैक्ट आज का जो प्रोबेबल हमारे पास पहुंची है, जो प्रोबेबल हमारे प्लेयर्स और उनका लाइनअप है, वो बोलता है रोहित शर्मा नंबर 1 पे, उसके बाद केएल राहुल, देन विराट कोहली, देन सूर्य कुमार यादव, उसके बाद ऋषभ पंत जो कि विकेट कीपर भी हैं, और हार्दिक पांड्या, रविंद्र जडेजा, शार्दुल ठाकुर, ओब्लिक भुवनेश्वर कुमार, दोनों में से कोई एक खेल सकता है। एंड 9th पर मोहम्मद शमी, 10th पोजीशन पर वरुण चक्रवर्ती, एंड 11th पर जसप्रीत बुमराह। आपको ये लाइनअप कैसा लग रहा है?
I like it. There's no Kishan, obviously. So if you wanted to have Kishan, it would be in place of Pandya. I think I would make that change. Definitely, I would pick Shardul over Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. You know, you could get Ashwin instead of Varun, to be honest. Varun he was good with IPL. He was a little nervous, I think, when he played against Pakistan. I think Ashwin is one of the most experienced bowlers in the world. I would play Ashwin. Why would you not? And against New Zealand, I think he has an amazing track record. He's gotten all of these people out before, and even during the WTC final, I think he did so well. I would play Ashwin instead of Varun.
अच्छा, और हमारे पास जो अभी तक न्यूजीलैंड का लाइनअप आया है, वो है इनका, मेरा I'll just tell you, वो पेज मेरा हो गया। अच्छा, then I'll ask you another question because that page has gone by mistake. No, it's in Newzealand mind. Yeah, probable है Martin Guptill at number 1, Daryl Mitchell at number 2, Kane Williamson captain 3, then Conway at 4, Phillips at 5, Nisham at 6, then Tim at 7, then Santner at 8, then Southey at 9, and Sodhi at 10, and Bolt at 11.
You know, when I look at that lineup, they are a batsman short. They got way too many bowlers, and they're also, other than Sodhi, I guess. Sandner is okay with spin, I guess, but they don't have any great spinners, and they have way too many pace bowlers, swing and pace bowlers. I think they're a batsman short. If there is a middle order collapse, it's not good for them. So you should be attacking this sort of, and there's a lot of left-handers, including Conway, I think, and Williamson, right? So that's an interesting lineup. I think India would take that lineup because I think it's a little bit not that balanced, I would say. I think the Indian lineup was a little bit more balanced than this one.
ओके, मनोज शर्मा फ्रॉम नोएडा इज आस्किंग कि क्या अब इंडिया को अपने सारे मैच जीतने जरूरी हैं सेमीफाइनल में जाने के लिए?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, they have to win every single match from here on. The next four matches, including tonight's, to have a shot. And then we hope that somewhere along the way, obviously, if New Zealand loses today, that is great for India because they get that point. New Zealand doesn't. And then they have to win the one against Afghanistan. I think, to be honest, so today's do or die, but I think the Afghanistan one will be where it's probably going to come down to India or Afghanistan, which one is going to go through. And if we beat them, obviously we will get more points. So every match is important from now on.
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन क्रिकेट के उसमें ही, क्रिकेट के कंटेक्स्ट में ही रजत जोशी पूछ रहे हैं दिल्ली से, व्हाई डजंट यूएस प्ले क्रिकेट?
They do. They have minor league cricket here, and they're in 2 years' time, in 2023, I believe, they're gonna have like a big, sort of an American version of IPL. You know, every city has its team. It's gonna be a big competition. They had a small one this time. They're starting to play. I mean, every city has a cricket club, cricket team, I would say, but so there is also no ICC um, administered office. Like Cricket USA doesn't exist. It used to, but they got banned. So there is no Cricket USA as such. So somebody needs to get that happening, and then they can administer. Then they can do international. I mean, I think they would be an associate nation at this point. I don't know where they stand. They're not. USA doesn't have a test team. You know, I think the kind of cricket that's going to play in that will be played in USA will not be like how it's played in all these other countries. I think USA is going to be a great venue to maybe host tournaments and that sort of stuff. I see more, and maybe this major league, minor league, or maybe the IPL teams will come here and have like an LA branch. That's already happening. I think KKR has an LA team here, right? So I think it's going to be things like that. But I don't see like the national side, and I there are no stars, there are no names, you know.
ओके, एक और क्वेश्चन मीनाक्षी बीके जी ने बोला कि क्या अपने पूल में साउथ अफ्रीका सेकंड टीम रह पाएगी?
Good question. I think in the group A, it's really between South Africa and Australia who's going to get that second position. South Africa is a dark horse. For me, they were my dark horse team. Um, Australia is the better team, right? I think they'll come through, but South Africa is giving them a good run for the money. So they had a good win the other day against Sri Lanka. That was very good. But I think the next few matches will be interesting.
ओके, एक क्वेश्चन रोहित कुमार पूछ रहे हैं, विल मैम वॉच द मैच? यार ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है, मैम
Yes, of
एनालिसिस करें और
course.
मैच ना देखें?
I have to watch it. It's at 7 a.m. So it's not too bad. I will watch it. I've set my alarm to 6:30 a.m. So I'll wake up and watch it.
7 a.m. अमेरिका, लॉस एंजलिस टाइम, इंडिया में शाम को 7 बजे है, इंडिया में शाम को 7 बजे। एंड देन आशीष गंभीर पूछ रहे हैं कि रोहित आप देखोगे? यार मैं तो जरूर देखूंगा, नो डाउट अबाउट इट। देन अमित पाटाडिया इज आस्किंग कि भाई क्या ये जो मैच होने वाला है इसमें क्या फिर से टॉस विनिंग टीम ही जीतेगी या हो सकता है कुछ और चेंज?
Look, winning a toss is always an advantage, but just because you win the toss doesn't mean you will win. I mean, if that was the case, then why bother playing, right? But it will give you an advantage, especially with due factor. India doesn't have a great record. I think New Zealand has probably a better record of winning tosses. WTC final, I'm trying to think, they probably won that toss, I think. So I let's hope India wins this toss once this time. And I don't know. I'm sure they have a plan what to do. Look, chasing is stressful, and I don't think they want to be chasing. It's too much pressure, so they will they might want to bat first. You know?
अच्छा, वीलॉग्स क्लिप पूछ रहे हैं कि अम, क्या इंडियन पेसर्स जो हैं वो दे लुक टायर्ड, क्या लास्ट मैच में ऐसा दिख रहा था, क्या वो अपना बेस्ट दे पाएंगे? दूसरी चीज, स्पोर्टी इंडियन क्लब ने पूछा कि हार्दिक जो है वो बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी नहीं कर पा रहा, आपको लग रहा है कि हार्दिक अपना 100% दे पाएंगे?
Yeah, the Pacers, so Bumrah, Shami. Yeah, I mean, you could try. You could get Siraj instead of Shami, I guess. I'm not so sure I'd have Shami again. He's amazing, but I just think with the last game, what happened and there was so much controversy. Maybe resting him would have been better. Bumrah is always amazing. Yeah, he could. I mean, he looked fine to me, but I mean, they want to make sure he's able to play for the next 4 matches. Hardik Pandya, yes, he hasn't bowled yet. I don't know if he will. If he doesn't, we have a problem. We really are a bowler short. We have amazing bowlers on the bench. I think this is when maybe you want to bring in Ashwin as well, and you got to have at least five bowlers, I think. Five good ones, right? So let's see what sort of selection. I mean, I'd like to see either Hardik bowl and play really well, or don't be there at all and give the spot up to somebody who can deliver.
अच्छा, एक जनाब ने आशीष गंभीर पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या मैम क्रिकेटर हैं? नहीं मैम क्रिकेटर नहीं है, मैम
No.
एनालिस्ट हैं, और जैसे कि जैसे हर्षा भोगले हैं वैसे ही मैम है। दूसरी चीज मैम, आधीश चौधरी आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, पर्सनल क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं इनफैक्ट, क्या आप पंजाब से हैं?
No, but my name is Preeti. I'm not from Punjab.
ओके, एंड देन एक क्वेश्चन आया आपके लिए, मनोज एंड विश्वास लवर्स बोल रहे, व्हेन आर यू कमिंग टू इंडिया मैम?
Soon, I hope. I don't know. This year may be tough. I hope next year. I hope in the early part of next year. I'm waiting for an event. If there's an event that invites me, I will be there on the first plane. So I'm just waiting to
ओके,
be invited.
अच्छा, भावेश गोपाले पूछ रहे हैं कि स्पिनर्स विल डोमिनेट दिस गेम?
It depends on the pitch that you get. If it is on the drier side, let's say a little worn out, yes, spinners will. And we have good spinners, so New Zealand not great against spin, not they don't have great spinners. So I think and Pakistan, that's why they won. They're excellent with spin. So I think for us, if to win comfortably, it would need to be a more spin-friendly pitch, let's say. So I hope that's what we get. I hope and to be honest, most of the games so far, most of the pitches so far have been a little on the slower, worn out side, let's say. So that's not bad for us. We haven't played in seems like for 10 days, but now we'll get a shot. So hopefully it'll be more spin friendly.
राइट, जनरली मैं ऐसे क्वेश्चंस लेता नहीं हूं जो पर्सनल हो, लेकिन क्योंकि मीनाक्षी बी के पहली बार कुछ ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछ रही हैं तो उनका ले लेते हैं। बड़ी प्रोफेशनल लेडी है मीनाक्षी जी, हमेशा प्रोफेशनल मतलब हमेशा क्रिकेट पे ही पूछती हैं या इंटरनेशनल पे ही पूछती हैं। उन्होंने पूछा, टेल मी अबाउट योर सरनेम ओपाला, मतलब शी इज साउथ इंडियन तो शी इज ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट।
Yeah, it's I mean I'm from Hyderabad, so I guess it's a surname from Hyderabad. I don't think it has a meaning. My first name has a meaning. It means love, but I don't think Upala has a meaning in Hindi or Punjabi. But I know that in other languages, Upala means something, because when I travel, people say, "Oh, Upala," it means it's something to do with like falling down. I know in Russian it means fell or fallen down or something like that. So people get a kick out of my surname.
ओके, एंड देन रजत जोशी इज आस्किंग कि क्या क्रिकेट के लिए ये हमारे टॉस जीतना बहुत जरूरी है, या बिना जीते भी हम लोग निकाल सकते हैं मैच को?
Again, you don't have to win the toss to win the match. I mean, obviously you can win the match even if you don't win. But I think it gives you a big advantage. You can certainly dictate play, and with these kind of strange pitches that we have, obviously the one batting or bowling first makes a big difference. I hope. I mean, chasing is becoming well. If there's a lot of dew, then chasing is fine. If there isn't a lot of dew, then it's a problem for the team that's chasing. So I don't know the conditions for today. Hopefully, it'll be like a good pitch, but I mean, it's funny. You want a good match, but then the more sort of older and slower it is, the better it is for India, just because our bowlers, I think, can take advantage of it. So I hope that I just hope it works out for us either way.
Manjot Singh is asking कि if India wins match, if India wins the toss, अगर India toss जीतता है तो should it bat first or ball first?
I haven't seen the pitch conditions. Like, I don't know, the quality of the pitch and also the dew factor and all of that. I just think that chasing it's a lot of pressure. They chase all right. Um, I would bat. I think if they win I would bat, but you never know. They may want to chase. It depends how confident they're feeling.
ओके एंड मतलब ये जो पिच है इस पर न्यूजीलैंड तो बहुत कंफर्टेबल नहीं होगा मेरे हिसाब से तो इंडिया के लिए दोनों हिसाब से एक एडेड एडवांटेज तो है बिकॉज वी आर प्लेइंग इन ट्रॉपिकल एटमॉस्फेयर डेजर्ट है
Yes,
ऑफ कोर्स लेकिन इन द लैटिट्यूड्स नियर द इक्वेटर और वो लोग एक ठंडे एटमॉस्फेयर से आते हैं कोल्ड एरिया से तो क्या इंडिया को इसका फायदा नहीं होगा क्लाइमेट का
I absolutely, because just like when we played the WTC final in England, those conditions suited them more, because in New Zealand, actually the weather in New Zealand is even more extreme than in the UK, but it's similar. In India, it's very different, right? So we actually did really well. We came close. Should have drawn it, I think. But so in the same way, this will be easier for India for sure, no doubt. It's also very hot right now, and there's just a lot of issues. I'm imagining this stadium is going to be full of Indian fans, so you have that as well. Great atmosphere, you got fan support. They should win. I'm trying to think of the game against Pakistan. I saw a lot of Pakistani fans in the stadium, and usually Indian fans dominate. But I feel like that match, they were actually maybe 50-50 or maybe even slightly more. I just saw a lot of green. And but this match, I think there'll be a lot of blue. So it should morally help them.
Chaitanya Singh is asking, what do you expect if India bats first?
Well, they should go for it in the power play. Don't hold back. Obviously, just be like, no cheap shots. Do not get out. No collapse. Be careful. But take advantage of the fact. I mean, it's great to be able to win a toss, and if you wanted to bat first, you get to do that. Put a decent score. You need at least. It's honestly, you need at least 165 at least to get safe, because it seems like all the other games are around the 150 mark. That's where it's up to there. Any team is able to chase quite comfortably. 165 or more, it's becoming a little challenging. So they need to get runs on the board, and they have to go for it. If Pandya is playing, I think his job will have to be to finish it, I suppose, in the way that he can. And I expect the
अगर
openers to really do a good job.
अगर इंडिया 130 140 तक खत्म हो जाती है फर्स्ट बैट करते हुए तो व्हाट इज योर कैलकुलेशन के न्यूजीलैंड की टीम चेज करने में कितनी अच्छी है
I don't think 130 is enough. I think even Afghanistan could get 130. I think many teams could get 130. I think they need over 150, easily over 150. Closer to 165-ish, something like that. I know it's a big score, but it can be done, and you need to be safe. Now, if they lose, they have no choice, right? And if they have to ball first, I think they have to restrict them. Anything under 1 140 will be good. Like if they can limit New Zealand to 130, excellent. I think that's a fantastic score. Even with or without Dew, I think our batsmen can get us home. So really, the bowlers have got a big job ahead.
And Durgesh Gupta is asking, what's your bet on Hardik Pandya?
I don't want to see him play in this game. If he is selected, I just hope he has a good day and he goes for it and he shows the selectors why everybody was counting on him and that wasn't a bad decision, because I'm very skeptical, as are many people out there, I think. So let's see. He's been practicing every day and a lot, so I don't know why they would be making him practice if he's not playing. Only reason would be if you're playing mind games and you're pretending that you're going to play him and you actually don't play him. That is the only reason that would happen. But let's see if they have the foresight to do something like that.
There's a wonderful question from Tikun Nanda. In fact, मुझे भी ये क्वेश्चन बड़ा अच्छा लगा. The reason being के डू और डाई मैच है और नंदा जी बोल रहे हैं कि क्या ओपनिंग में कोई चेंजेस या एक्सपेरिमेंट हो सकता है. आई मीन रोहित शर्मा को सेकंड या थर्ड लाके.
Yeah, you could do Kohli and KL Rahul. If Ishan Kishan is playing, I would say why don't you try him? I guess if he's not playing, there will be Sky there. Yeah, I think you could try. You don't have to have Rahul and Rohit open. I think you could have Kohli and Rahul open, or even Kohli and Rohit open. I would mix it up. Why not?
ओके. मीनाक्षी जी पूछ रहे हैं कि न्यूजीलैंड कंसिस्टेंटली एक इंडियन ओरिजिन का प्लेयर अपनी टीम में रखती है. व्हाट्स योर पिक ऑन दैट? आज
Why
सोडी का
not?
नाम
It's
बदले
good.
कौन?
There are a lot of I have been to New Zealand. It's a small country. Population is 4.5 million, something like that. But there's a lot of Indians there. There are probably several hundreds of thousands of Indians there. Look, what I've noticed is Indian players are, the spin comes naturally to them, and whether it's England, whether it's Australia as well, you have like Indian players or subcontinent players too sometimes, and especially if they're bowlers, they just have that extra knack, right? So they can deal with spin. So I think it's good for them that they have taken a shot, and I guess he'll get a chance to play. Then it'll be interesting.
ओके, हम लोग हाफ एन आवर लिमिट टच कर रहे हैं, तो इसलिए मैं शायद 2 क्वेश्चंस और लूंगा. प्रीति जी भी लेट हो रही हैं, वहां पे लेट नाइट है. एक क्वेश्चन विल ये है रोहित Bamibippati. How will be left and right batting combination for this match? It worked for Kohli and Pant in last match.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of left-handers in the New Zealand team, so definitely. I mean, Ashwin would be very good here, very very handy here. As far as we are concerned, yeah, they will obviously want to target. They will also look at the left hand, right hand combination. Pant needs to be careful and not make any extravagant shots. He is very, I mean, he can be very explosive, but we haven't seen that quality from him for a long time. So I think he needs to be more mature and more careful. We don't want anything. He doesn't have to be a daredevil. He just needs to make some decent amount of runs, just contribute. So I think he
ये
should be
क्वेश्चन
more careful.
ये क्वेश्चन मेरा भी है कि ये लेफ्ट हैंड राइट हैंड कॉम्बिनेशन इतना डेंजरस क्यों हो जाता है?
I think when you have a left-handed bowler targeting a right-handed batsman, it becomes interesting. That's when it's really interesting. If you have a right-handed bowler and the batsman happens to be left-handed, it's interesting, as well. But I think when the bowler is left-handed, it gets the way that the ball will spin or swing is other direction, and so especially if the batsman is right-handed, it's more challenging, I think, for them to sort of whack it That's why to find like a left-handed spinner, off spinner is really a treat. It's a rare thing, you know. And I think those people are hard to play against. So they end up doing very well.
ओके एक और क्वेश्चन है कि ये दोनों का सेकंड मैच है, दोनों टीम्स का, और दोनों एक भी मैच अभी तक नहीं जीती हैं। सेकंड मैच है, दोनों ने अपना पहला मैच हारा है। तो क्या आपको लग रहा है अगर जो भी टीम लूज कर रही है, अगर न्यूजीलैंड हारी तो न्यूजीलैंड इज ऑल्सो आउट?
And that's a very good question. I didn't think about that. Yes, I would say so. It is a do or die for both, I guess. Just here's the thing: if there was no Afghanistan in this side, I think even if either loses today, it doesn't matter. You know, you have Scotland, you got Namibia, whatever. New Zealand also has Scotland and Namibia, I think, right? The problem is you have this Afghan team that already has points, is very good. They will win more. They will win tonight. It's very tricky. So you got this other contender now. And to be honest, if it was even Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, I think it would have been weaker. But this Afghan side is very, very tough. And these conditions suit this side. So I guess because of that, I suppose if New Zealand loses this one, then yeah, they're out. Because even if they win their next 3 matches, it's not enough. Because India will, the only way they would go through is if India loses that match against Afghanistan, then maybe New Zealand has a chance. But it's not good. It's not a good situation for them either if they lose.
ओके तो ये थी प्रीति उपाला जी, स्पोर्ट्स एनालिस्ट, और हम मैच के बाद कोशिश करेंगे कि प्रीति जी को साथ ला सकें, तो फिर एक और सेशन करेंगे। अभी के लिए प्रीति जी प्रीव्यू बताने के लिए और क्या हो सकता है उसके बताने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
Namaste, Jai Hind, go India.